Welcome back, everybody, to Ultimate CNFT. Mike, aka Mr. Ultimate, here, and we're talking with Stank Speakeasy. We got all of the found here. We're going to be finding out everything. Live show. This is the first live show on Ultimate CNFT, so that as well is very, very exciting. So we've got Dr. Tom Kettner, we've got Andy, we've got Chris, and we've got Seth. Gentlemen, how are you guys all doing?
Doing well.
Doing great.
All right. Good. So if each one of you could tell me a little bit about yourselves, starting with you, Tom, and tell me about your role in this project, everything that you're doing behind the scenes, and just tell us a little bit about yourself so we can get to know you a little bit better.
Yeah, sure thing. So I'm Dr. Tom Kettner. I was head of the white paper development for Stank Speakeasy. People know me on Discord as Rucking Hooker. And yeah, absolutely love the Cardano space. I've been involved since 2019. So started over in the Ethereum world and went dabbled in Solana, and then I ended up in Cardano, and that's definitely where I'm going to be staying. So pleasure to be here. Appreciate you having us on.
Yeah, thank you. I think a lot of people are kind of taking that journey. I've had a previous experience with Ethereum. Didn't go so well for me. Besides the gas fees and all that other stuff, it's just a really big world in Ethereum, and you can easily get lost. And I got my butt handed to me. So I've been a huge fan of Cardano myself, even since back in 2017. And this is just the chain, the platform that I stuck with. This is what I saw where the gold was at, where the community was at, and my story's a long one, but Cardano is definitely a place to be, and having good projects on Cardano is what I like to see. Moving forward, bringing things to the space that are unique and new, and it's just really cool. So I'm glad that you chose Cardano, and building your platform here is it's a great way and it's a great place to be. So Andy, how are you doing, bro? What do we got? What do we got with Andy over here?
I am wonderful. I am the artist for Stank Speakeasy and
Awesome.
a handful of projects. I've been a freelance artist for years now. I don't really know how long, but I've been drawing my whole life, and that's pretty much where I come in. I also work on the lore, just any kind of creative angle that we have. A lot of those kind of ideas fly out.
Right.
So yeah.
So I'm assuming all that artwork behind you, that's all yours too?
A lot of it, yeah. Right
Okay.
there. That's my comic book. That was like the first issue that I released. So
Oh,
keep that
cool.
up
So
for
what, you have your
reference.
own
Yeah,
comic book, like a series or?
yeah.
Oh,
I'm finishing
nice.
it, so it's definitely going slow. But I'm working on the fourth issue now. It's really cool to just I don't know. It's cool to do
Oh,
my own
nice,
thing.
nice. Yeah, absolutely. It's all about doing your own thing, and that's it's kind of like creating a project. You're doing your own thing. Whether you got
Yeah,
partners or you got
100%.
stuff going on. I mean, it's yours, and you get to put your imprint on it. And now, as an artist, that's a really cool take because you have IRL art. Obviously, you've been doing this for a long time, and now
Hmm.
you got a digital form to do that with, and to bring a project to an NFT platform. That must be pretty exciting, man.
Yeah. This is really NFTs have been a lifesaver for me. Just being able to work full time, um, creating all these collections is definitely.
Yeah, me too, man. Being a crypto guy, we look at the state of the market right now with crypto, and it's tough. It's tough everywhere, in all the markets across the world right now. And you look at NFTs, and it's like still this budding, space or whatever, and it's getting bigger every day. And you got so many big names, talking about it, and the the possibilities with NFTs are literally limitless. And we got this whole metaverse coming up and everything, and it's mind blowing, man. But it saved me too because I'm still a crypto guy, but NFTs are my focus, and obviously, Cardano is my focus. I don't mess with Solana, I don't
Mhm.
mess with Ethereum. To me, it's all about Cardano, but it's an exciting space to be in. NFTs are they're going to change the world. I mean, that's what we're all here for, really, is
Oh
to
yeah.
watch how it grows, how it develops, and the limitless possibilities. I think with what gets everybody the most excited. So we got Chris down here. Chris, how you doing, man? And so,
Hey.
what is your role within this project here?
Yeah, super stoked to be here. Chris Popolizio, most of you guys know me as C-Pop. I am the head of marketing and partnership for Stank Speakeasy. So Same with Tom. We both started in Ethereum 2 years ago with NFTs. We've been together for man up and downs through that process there, and then we both ventured into Solana. And then Tom was actually the one who told me about Cardano's CNFTs. So I didn't even know that existed. I was part of that group of like, what NFTs exist in this world? So I came, end of December, early January, and I'm hooked. I think the space is great. The community is what I was looking for, and then also, gas fees, right? I know that's a different story, but I'm not killing myself on paying 50, 100, $200 on gas fees. But I've been in crypto for about 4 years now. I jumped on board with Bitcoin, did all the big ones, and slowly trickled down into more of the altcoins and kind of played around with that, traded a few, but my biggest holding is Cardano now. So super stoked to be in this space here, especially in the Cardano space. I think this is going to be the next biggest thing once we're out of this bear market.
Yes, sir. Oh, yeah, the cream is rising to the top. Yeah, and I'm saying, like, Cardano, man, that is where it's at, like, yeah, let's get it, right?
Yeah.
We recognize the special time and place that we're at with Cardano. And I think it was built for, NFTs. This platform is so ready, the way Cardano's laying everything out. The gas fees are just like one of the smallest, but yet also one of the biggest things because, like I say, I got my butt handed to me in Ethereum. I've got probably 20, 30, maybe 40 Ethereum NFTs. I was just buying stuff. I was minting stuff, this and that. And I can't even sell them. I mean, I know the gas fees have gone down a lot since I was messing with them at the end of last year. But it's like if I've got an NFT that's worth maybe 30, 80, 100, 150 bucks, but I'm paying $30 in gas fees, like minimum, even 15 bucks in gas fees. It's like, what am I going to do with those? It's just not even worth engaging. And so it's funny. I wish I was a lot earlier to the game in the Cardano space because being a huge fan of Cardano myself and it being my biggest holding, jumping in 2017 and just kind of riding it up, writing it down, I was doing a lot more buying than selling. But I'm like, why did it take me so long to get into this space? I mean, if I had gotten here just a little bit early with the moves I've made at this point now, being in the space for barely 6 months, 7 months, man, I should have been here earlier, man, because the opportunities were so ripe and there's so much yet to come. It's a fledgling. It's only a year old, as far as I know, plus or minus a year that Cardano NFTs have even been a thing. And so, not just the gas fees, but the communities as well. We have a really special thing going on in Cardano, and I love to see, people coming together, collaborations, all those things that are happening in this space. It sets us apart. In my opinion, I've said this before, and I'll say it publicly. Solana to me is broken until they fix what's going on. Like I've never owned a single Solana NFT. And I'm done with Ethereum NFTs. It's all about Cardano, man. And what's about to happen, I think is going to be really big. Bear market or no bear market, we got things going on that they're gonna change the game in the NFT space. I really believe that. And so down here we've got Seth. Tell me a little bit about yourself, my man.
Yeah, hey, how's it going, guys? I'm Seth Muntz. You guys know me as Pick in the Discord channel and server. The head of operations and website design, but I'm also the brewery integration for the real life brewery to this project. And that's kind of the role that I play here, bringing the team together, and the experts that Tom and Chris and Andy are in their respective lanes really helps propel and catapult our project forward here. It's been a pleasure working with these gentlemen. They're all outstanding professionals, and I'm excited for what we got coming forward here. So
I'm excited to hear more about your brewery as well, because that's one thing I just don't know too much about when it comes to this project. So I have a question for you guys. Do any of you guys know each other in real life outside of this? Like, are you guys friends in real life? Tell me a little bit about that if any one of you wants to jump up to that.
Yeah, I mean, so Tom and I and Seth all went to undergrad. Man, that was what, 15 years ago. So that's how I met them. So I met Tom my second night at college, in the dorms at 2 o'clock. That typical coming back from a party. Who's this guy? And then we've been really good friends ever since. We stayed in touch. Tom and I live about 15 minutes away from each other. So we're right outside of Philadelphia, and Tom and Seth grew up together. So if you guys want to talk more about that.
Yeah, we've known each other since Little League, so we kind of met them. We've been best friends since, and then it was really cool. I ended up at undergrad with them, and we played on the rugby team together. So yeah, it's been a phenomenal time. And he asked me to do this project, and I was all on board because he knew I was in the crypto and CNFT space. So I definitely told him we needed to do it on Cardano, and we've been taking things from there.
That's awesome, man. So who was the first one to come up with the idea of actually doing a project? Which one of you guys was the one who kind of front ran that?
That I would say mostly Tom and Seth. So Seth went to Tom,
Okay.
and then those two talked. Then Tom came to me, and then I know Andy and Seth were working together before. So Andy and Seth both live in North Carolina. So that's how we all kind of know each other and how we all kind of came together.
Well, that's cool. So there's some actual real life continuity between you guys that obviously helps you guys work together and work well together and kind of know each other personally. For myself with Space Pugs, I've never met any of my team members in real life. We have so many talks about what we're going to do, and at certain times, certain places. Vegas will be our first opportunity if I can make it to Vegas to see each other for the first time. But it's funny because I have these relationships with these people, like Darkwater and Danny DLB. Adam, of course, Adam Jukes, our CEO now, who's come into my project, and now he's our CEO, running things so well. I feel like these guys are my brothers; they're like my family. But I've never met them in real life, so it's kind of crazy how this world can provide an atmosphere like that. And but to have a real life relationship behind that, that's just really cool because that's something I have yet to experience myself as a founder. I can relate with founders because I do the YouTube, but also I'm a founder of this project, and I know exactly what goes into doing all of that. And I can't wait to meet these guys because they're all such wonderful people. Whether I go to the UK or whether they even come maybe in San Diego one day and visit myself and Vegas, the plans that we have with all the stuff that we might be doing in Costa Rica, it's really cool. But at the same time, I really feel like I know these people. But you guys actually know each other. That's awesome, man. Relationships really are what further this space the most. And whether you're making a relationship that's online that becomes something real, or whether it's real at first and now you decide to bring something to the digital space, that's really cool. And so Seth, I want to ask you a little bit more about the brewery, man, because there's some IRL attached to this, and I want to know a little bit more about that. Sounds like you're the brewery guy, so take it away, my man.
Yeah, yeah. So the brewery is located just outside of Philadelphia in the suburbs, to be specific, North Wales, Pennsylvania. And ironically, but Chris actually grew up in that town and found that out later on as we opened the brewery post college. He's like, dude, where's it at? I go, North Wales. He goes, I grew up there. So ironic small world when you're in that circle that it's like, okay, that's pretty cool. We are a microbrew. However, we do service a full service bar, which is kind of unique to breweries because a lot of breweries want to stay strictly beer, but we found it more conducive for our customers that come to the brewery to have things for spouses that don't drink or that do drink but don't drink beer necessarily. So the brewery is very similar to what the image you see online on our website. Andy did a rendition of that, and it's really a speakeasy theme. It's in a warehouse district of that behind the actual warehouse, and it creates that whole like vibe of going behind and really finding this place to drink at. We have a full array of beer from IPAs to stouts to the pilsners. We have a non-alcoholic CBD seltzer as well that we do at the brewery.
Oh.
Yep. Yep, and we have a few other things just happening at that brewery. So, aside of this project, it's a standalone business and running, the way a brewery should run. We're in 50 different locations within the southeast of Pennsylvania. Hopefully, we're
Wow.
looking to get into border states. Yep, of New Jersey, Maryland in the next year or two, and we have a pretty good distribution line for our cans and products, which we'll talk about on how that's going to tie into this project.
Yeah, that's what I'm really curious about is the IRL implications here because you're talking about a brewery, and I'm sure you guys have some big plans to integrate that as well. So here in San Diego, we know nothing about breweries, which obviously is a joke. The breweries, it's a huge thing out here in San Diego. So many breweries. I mean, Stone Brewery is from here. There's a bunch of big names and a bunch of small names, and they all kind of have the same thing. There's like a bunch of warehouse places where they have a bunch of businesses, and a lot of them have turned them into breweries. But none of them actually offer alcohol services as well. I don't know what it's like out there for you guys, but over here, to get a full alcohol license is extremely expensive. And so, and there's a whole, California's a whole different world, man. The regulations are out of this world. So I don't know what it's like over there at the East Coast, but, that's cool that you guys have that going on. And, it's not just NFTs. It sounds like there's a lot more going on with the IRL implications. And so, who wants to take it from here? Because I want to know more, and the audience wants to know more about this project that you guys are building. I'm going to let you guys, maybe Tom, you could take it from here. If you want to share your screens, please feel free to do so. I know that you guys do have a website. I know that you also have a Twitter space, obviously, and our Twitter account, and your Discord as well. So, tell me about the project, what's going on, and tell me more about the development of how you guys are getting along and where you're at to this point up till right now.
Yeah, sure. So we're going to be a collection of 7,500 stank apes. And, we really embrace the 1920s, speakeasy mobster theme. So everything in our Discord is, all of our roles are gangster based. Like our whitelist roles are from the movies. Once we mint, we're going to have, our holder roles are going to be based off real life gangsters. So we really embrace that theme. Like you said, the brewery is kind of tucked behind an industrial park. And on our website, if you want to share the screen here, so this is what the actual brewery looks like. And Andy did a great job with our landing page here. Added the 20s theme, the ape running around here. But yeah, if you have to start on the other side of the building here, and then you come around, and when you wrap around, it
Real
really
quick,
opens up.
have you shared your screen yet? Because it's not popping up. It should
Oh,
pop up on
okay.
your feed. There you go. I'll let you know if
Mhm.
it shows up. There's a little. There you go.
Perfect.
Now
Yeah,
now we
so
can see. There we go.
this is the
Whoops.
landing page to our website.
Mhm.
And yeah, we have Andy did the old 1920s car here. He has the ape running around, but this is what our actual brewery looks like. So you come in on the other side of the building here, and you have to follow the signs. You come in, and then when you go around, it really opens up into the brewery here. So that's why it was really just a perfect fit for the speakeasy theme. And the ape has a funny story behind it as well. So our head brewer, Mike McAllister, he actually was running around North Wales in an ape costume. And he was going to different businesses, different microbrews, chugging a beer, and he created a ton of press there. Preston and Steve is a local, news radio station here, and they actually picked it up and did a story on him. So, when Seth said he wanted to do an ape project, I wasn't necessarily sold on that. I wanted to stay away from the ape project, but it really made sense for us and for what we were doing on that. So, yeah, we embrace that theme as well. And, we really love everything about it. And, our mint price, we don't have that announced quite yet. We actually have a little competition going on in our Discord. When mint.app reaches over 100 reviews, we're going to release the actual price of it. But for right now, we can tell you it's going to be under 60. So we're going to keep it, relatively cheap. We didn't want to, put anybody out where they can't afford our NFTs. And yeah, we're really amped and really looking forward to doing this.
Dude,
So
that's
we're
cool, man. So I was gonna say real quick, I don't mean to cut you off, but well, first of all, you guys go check out that WinMint app because that thing's legit. I mean, I'm sure you guys can attest to that.
Yeah.
We're on there as well. What they came up with, that idea, the whole thing that's behind that, the rating system, the trust scores, all that stuff is really good stuff. But it's so funny to hear you say that you didn't want to come out here and just create another ape project, because we see there's ape projects all over the place, and I don't see anything wrong with that personally. I mean, unless someone's coming in just to do a crappy job and just it's a cash grab, it's whatever, they're trying to run off the whole ape theme. But you guys have an actual reason behind that, which I had no idea up until right now, which to me legitimizes you guys coming in and actually making an ape project based on the story that you just told. So I think that's really cool, man. And so speaking of the ape and the ape theme, I mean, so Andy, you're our artist here, and tell me about how the art came about and what's going on with that and how everything's working out.
Yeah, so art's going great. Right now, we have more than enough trades that we could release. I'm still working on a few just because I just like adding more.
Okay.
But right now we're over 150. I think I'm at like 170 right now. Um, but yeah, when Seth came to me with the idea for doing an ape project, I said no, definitely not. I'm not going to do an ape project. Just as an artist, I didn't think it was going to do anything for me. When he came to me again with the IRL stuff and just the idea behind it, like you said, there's a story behind it. It makes sense. Um, and we tried to design these so they're not chimpanzee, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah. I mean, that's where it came from, and like I said, he wanted to do speakeasy theme with the brewery, so I really brought in a lot of their influence. I've been watching all sorts of kind of stuff like that to add a lot of like blinders references, and again, like our roles are different gangsters, so there's gonna be a lot of cool like movie additions in there, and plus with the four of us, like we're a team. We work as a team. Um, I've been thinking a lot along the lines of some different that are foursomes as well. So there's going to be some fun. Well,
That's really cool, man. So, I mean, again, bringing more IRL into a project, which always, features, it sounds to me like, whether you want to call it an ape project or not, there's a lot of uniqueness to this project and based on the things that are happening in real life. And that must be, I mean, look, art is so important. People seem to forget sometimes. They get caught up in so many of the other, benefits of having the NFT. But the art's important. I love your guys' art personally. I've seen it. I'm gonna have when you guys share. I'm gonna have Tom because he's sharing screen to show me, a little bit around your Discord here in a few minutes and talk about and show some of the sneak peeks and everything. But so for you as the artist, you really can't do anything with your project until that art is good to go. You don't want to be changing things or even maybe adding things, but so my question for you is everything that you're doing, is this, you being an IRL artist, a comic book style, it seems like, or at least part of your arsenal, are these all hand drawn, not just the traits, but I mean, not the apes, but the traits as well? Is this all stuff that you've done from scratch?
yeah. So everything that I do, I work on a Wacom tablet. So everything that I do, I draw directly on the screen. There's no like illustration like that. Yeah. Everything I do, it's for what I need, and just recreate it. It.
Yeah.
That's cool, man. I know that's a lot of work too. So, and I know you guys
Oh
haven't
yeah.
even talked about a date for release or anything like that, but you're really getting your stuff together. When I first had a conversation, I believe it was with Chris and Tom. It was a brief conversation, but I was really stoked on their trajectory for the project. Taking their
hmm
time, not coming out being like we have to, mint by a certain date, putting the pressure on people like yourself, the artists, marketing, all that stuff. It's really important. And so, I gave them big props, and I'll say it here live as well. Big props to all of you guys for the way you're handling and developing your project. I think so many people are coming into the space and they're seeing an opportunity. And I think a lot of that got front run with people seeing, during this huge uptick that we had in April, May, and stuff like that. And, people see an opportunity to come and make a lot of money, but, they're rushing these projects together. And at the end of the day, that stuff doesn't really work because it's important to have all of your phases in line with what you're trying to develop. And so many of those projects came and they just didn't work, or whether the founders don't agree or whatever. And not having your work done before you have a finished product, it's just not going to cut it in this space. So, big ups to all you guys for taking your time and doing this right. And the conditions that we're in right now, obviously, it's not like it was in April and May. There's a big pullback. I think it's shaking out a lot of the weaker projects that don't have a plan and don't have everything,
hmm
in line, being ready to come and be a part of this ecosystem. It's important. It's special. And I tend to swing towards, promoting and people who are bringing something to the space rather than just coming to take something from the space. And it sounds like you guys are really, hitting all those marks. And again, really taking your time is important because when you get there, that's what you got. That's what you're going to go with. Once you mint that project, it's like it shows you where you're at. Your community will come out and show whether they support this, and the CNFT community. And yes, I still call it the CNFT community. There's a lot of people who are saying that it shouldn't be that way. I'm like, I'm not changing my name to Ultimate NFT. This is Ultimate CNFT, and it's for a reason, because the C in Cardano stands out. Cardano is where it's at, and what's going on is special. So one more question I have for you. You said how many traits are you planning on having total, or do you not know?
I don't know if we're kind of stuck on any certain number. I want to push it over 200. I think
Okay.
that it looks good. Obviously, that's more than enough rarity
Yeah.
with the collection. There's going to be 5 one-of-ones, jail vapes
Oh,
in the collection. Um, so yeah. Like coming from all these different projects that I've worked with, there are a lot of projects that really rush to the gate, where they're just like, "Me a collection. I need a collection in a week." I'm like, well, I
yeah.
can do that, but it's not going to
It's
be
got to be
very
efficient,
good.
right?
Yeah, they're like, well, I'll
So,
pay you more. I'm like, well, that doesn't make a difference. I mean, a
You
lot of
see,
people are
that's what I
just
was.
throwing money at this kind of stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was alluding to. You know, you can't come and rush stuff like that. And so
Mhm.
so it sounds to me like you've actually done art for other projects. Is that correct?
Correct. Yeah. I created my own project as sort of a test back in November of last year, um, on Matic, just because I was trying to get into the system of how everything works. I wanted to learn how to
Mhm.
create my own smart contract, how to generate the whole collection, like just basically the ins and outs of everything. Because I've been working with Photoshop since it existed, so like that's how these are created. Like my I have all of the skills to do this. I just don't really know where to go. So yeah, I created my own project, and that kind of steamrolled into some other projects. People were reaching out to me like, "Hey, can you do this? Can you do this?" And I'm also like, again, a freelancer on Upwork and Fiverr and stuff like that. So when we were in the heat of everything, in like March kind of time, I was getting offers projects like 2 3 times a week. So there's
Wow.
definitely a demand for people to do this. Uh,
mhm.
There's a
Yeah.
demand for a good artist. They're hard to find. I mean, I searched high and low to find the right artist. I was looking at several different options, and then actually ended up making friends with the Frog Factory guys, who are amazing artists. Man, they're real life tattoo artists. They've
mhm,
got their project Frog Factory. They're the ones who did all of our art, all of our original art for the pugs. And they it's the same thing with them. They get a lot of offers for, because I think there's 6 of them total. I only have a relationship with 3 of them, the ones that did our project, but they get hit up all the time too to do art, because you can go and you can find someone on Fiverr, and there's a trust factor, and there's also a quality factor involved with that. But being an actual real life artist makes such a difference, because now you're looking at original art. There's a big thing going
mhm.
on with original and the space right now. We all know what I'm talking about. But to have that
Oh yeah.
as well is a huge benefit for you guys, because you're bringing something original to the space. And I'm always a big
Yeah.
fan of that, because it's special, it's unique. And so, speaking about it a little bit, Tom, if we can get you to bring up the Discord here, and maybe show us around, talk about your members, talk and show us some of those. Show us some of those. There we go, right there. Look at those
And
sneak
Yeah, sure.
peeks.
I just want to say something real quick too. Like Andy's the best artist I've ever met. I work in the marketing creative field, and like look at the work he's doing. He's hand drawing all of this, and he's very humble about it. But I'm definitely giving him a huge shout out, because like to do all this and what he's doing is just phenomenal. But also too, like you don't see this kind of art in this space, so it's very unique and it's different, and that's what we wanted it to be. And just kind of taking a step back real quick, you mentioned that we're taking our time. We're coming up on our year mark of when we even started this conversation of launching this project and program here. So
Wow.
we had our white paper already set up before we even launched our Discord. So we were taking the right steps. We're a believer in Charles and kind of what he's doing. We want to follow a path with that of like, let's take our time. Let's make sure we have all of our ducks in line. And then when it's time to go, we know what we're doing. And we approach this as a business. So I just want to give that out. You mentioned it before, but diving into the art here, I mean, you could just look at it, and it's one of a kind. It's so unique, And that's one of our stout pitchers in the background there. So, yeah, Tom, you can take it.
Yeah, so he did this really cool, these backgrounds. There's actually three different types. There's, like the traditional Pilsner, there's,
Uh,
more of an ale IPA type, and then we have our stout background as well. So, everything he does, he puts a lot of thought into. Here, I love this tint coat, and then he has our, logo as the background. That's something we haven't touched
that's a
on.
cool looking ape, man. I think that's my favorite so far. The colored beard. This guy's a boss right there. Look at him. That's
Yeah,
great.
absolutely. And we did that logo on purpose. Like we really wanted to be a brand within the space. So even when you look at our Discord, we don't have the traditional PFP as the logo. Like we have our logo there, and then our PFPs are within our collection. This I love the tiger fur too. I can't wait till you guys see more of those as well. This is a real cool psychedelic DMT style one. We actually did a collaboration with the Seal Society too, a partnership, and he took their Yakuta robe and added it to our collection. And I absolutely love the way this one turned out. I think he,
That's cool,
is
man. I mean, that's,
impressive.
like I said, the collaboration of teams and projects working together instead of being like, you get a lot of in the Ethereum space. Like I said, I don't know anything about Solana, but there's a lot of rugs in Solana. That's all I really know. But the Ethereum space is so tribalistic, and there's so much clashing, and there's so much, inclusivity. It's like, we're here to show that our space is different. We're here to show that communities can, reach in together. Back to what what Win meant and what they do over there. The collaborations and reaching in and helping somebody else out. Like you said, bringing some of those traits into your project and your art. It's so cool. And Seals is one of the people we're partnered with for the SPPC. And it just goes to show that like you said, building a brand that is important. It's you can just have a project, but if you're going to come in here and you're going to build a brand with logos and with something that reaches back into what you're doing IRL, the community will embrace that. We it's the same thing with the pugs. We don't have a PFP on there. We had one for a while, but we came up with a logo contest. We allowed our community to come up with some good stuff. So the logo that we have on there, that's our logo now. That's what we're going to be using, for merch and a lot of other stuff. And it's thinking outside the box. It's taking something and being like, I don't have to do things this particular way. There's no set way to run a project, but if you're going to run it like a business, that's the best approach to take, because everybody who involves their time and their money and their effort into a business is going to make it successful. A project can be a project, but it can also be a business. We're doing the same thing. It takes a lot of work. Big respect to all founders out there who are working really hard in this space. It takes a lot to make it. It takes a good team. It takes a good community. It takes good art. It takes the right mindset. Developing a business. That's all very exciting stuff, you guys. So, shout out to you for basically doing everything right and building your community, because your community, at the end of the day, it's the heartbeat of everything, and they're the ones who are going to be the ones who are supporting you from the beginning. And you're giving people plenty of time to get into your Twitter, to get into your Discord, and to make those connections. I don't know too much about the community yet, because my hands are always so full with what I'm doing over here. But I'm wanting to jump in there. I want to see what your community is like. Does any of you want to speak to the community that you've built so far? Because again, that's always the biggest thing that I focus on in a project is, what is your community like?
Yeah, I mean, our community is very tight knit, where we have a great time, right? We're here to not only embrace our project, but we're open to talking about other projects. What are you buying? What are you minting this week? What do you like? What don't you like in this space? Like, we want this to be a center of people just to feel comfortable talking about whatever, and not feeling like, if I say the wrong thing, are they going to kick me out? Right? Like, I
Yeah.
feel like that's like, I've been, previous coming to Cardano, I'm not going to name the projects, but I just had a question about their project, and I was booted, right? So it's like, we're not creating that. We're creating an environment that if you aren't sure how to create a wallet. So when we talk about our roadmap and what we're doing and the audience we're attracting, so on our beer cans, we have QR codes. So like Monk said, that's it. So we'll have that on our beer can, and we're over 50 different locations. So we're approaching different people who might not even know what an NFT is or this space. So we want to build, and that's actually one of the cans there. You can see we have the NFT on the right-hand side there. Below is the QR code. So
Oh, it's so cool, man.
yeah, we're super happy about this, because like, we want to approach a new audience to bring in this space, because I know you see it, we see it. If you go to other Discords, you're seeing most, not most, but some of the familiar names, right? And we want to go and bring in a whole new audience, bring in more money into this space so we all can succeed. And then when we build out our Discord, we're going to have one-on-one courses of how to make a wallet on the safe side too, right? Because some people say, oh, go do that, it's easy. But we want to give options, but make sure that we have videos and understanding of what to do when you come in, how to buy crypto, where to go. So that's what we're doing with our Discord. The community that we have now, they're all amazing. And we have a good time. We like to joke, we like to have fun, and we're all here to help too.
I love that, man. I mean, real talk here. We do the same thing within our space as well. We want a community to be a community. If you want to come and talk about something that excites you, if you want to come and you want to share information, like we don't ever shun anyone for even talking about other projects. Whether they're minting on this certain date, what are you guys doing? Our community has embraced that. And it just goes to show that you are here to be a part of the space and to give to the space more than you can get from the space. And I think if more projects, if a higher percentage of projects would actually have that mindset, we wouldn't be so much in the world of tribalism or the world of like, shh, don't talk about that. Because like you said, Chris, a lot of people that are new, they to a particular community or project, they pop in. It's like, you never want to have somebody be afraid. Like, what if I say this and they boot me? Like, why would anyone do that? So, and each project has the prerogative of running things the way they want. It's their work, it's their creation. They do what they want. But I tend to swing more towards those communities that are not just like, hey, it's us and us only. This is a space. This space provided, in my opinion, this space provides people for like us to come in here and be a part of it, to make a project. So why should we come take upon ourselves like, oh, it's about us and that's it? There's way more going on in this space for people to collaborate and to make partnerships than there is in other spaces, and that's what makes us different. So huge points to you
Agreed.
guys for that. Great job running your Discord like that, because it does create exactly what we're talking about here: a real community, a community of people who can speak freely and share information, because information is everything. If you don't have the right information, you're not getting anywhere at the end of
Right.
the day. And nobody comes into this space and says, I'm going to mint this project and only this project. Who does that? Nobody. Not a single person I know of only owns one project. So let's share the love and share the wealth here, you guys. We're all, WAGMI is a real thing. We're all going to make it, right?
Absolutely. And when Tom's going through our Discord here, we had a poll section. So we actually want him to embrace what our community has to say too. So when we partnered with the SEALs, we actually weren't sure what trait we really wanted to do. So we left it up to the community to pick. We are partners, so that's what it was. We gave them options and the community picked what they wanted us to put in our collection, which was part of the SEALs. So we're embracing that. We're partnering with Cardano Coffee Club, and we're going to have the community make our logo. Like, they're going to be part of that decision of what kind of logo, what kind of bag, the feel should that be. So we want to embrace that as well as really enrich the community of having a say within our project.
Oh, that's awesome, man. That's huge community points right there, because when a community feels like they're part of the development and the trajectory of a project, that's what makes, that Discord or whatever it is, that's their home base. Everybody, like I said, we all mint various projects. We all are part of various things, but everybody has a home Discord, a home community. That's where they start their day. That's where they make their friends. That's where they make their relationships. And you guys are definitely providing that, and that's huge. So, for anyone out there who's just you're just hearing about this project, for the first time, go hit that Discord, go jump in, check for yourself, do your own research. I always say that. Go check out this community and go see if what these gentlemen are talking about is a real thing, and be part of that, and do some exploring, because exploring and being here and being there and finding out information again is what's going to make you a better investor at the end of the day. We got a lot of flipper mentalities in this space, and we got a lot of people who are like, I'm here to invest, I'm here to enjoy what I'm doing. It's like, you can go invest in stocks or even crypto. You don't get that personalized experience in any of those spaces. It's a number on a screen. Here you have an attachment with the artwork, you have an attachment with the founders, especially when they're very active within their project. And that investment becomes more of almost like a personal thing for you. I used to trade baseball cards. I used to own a couple baseball card stores, actually, and I was so attached to some of the players. I was like, I'm never selling this card. I don't care how much it's worth. Like, this means something to me. And that's what NFTs provide. That's different than a lot of other spaces, investment opportunities, in my opinion. And that's, again, what I think is going to continue to propel NFTs to a place where it has arrived and has gotten mass adoption. We know so many things are happening within the overall, NFT space, no matter which platform it is. The growth is still happening. We're all here early, particularly to Cardano. And, there's some projects that are coming into space. They're going to stand out, and there's some that are going to be a flash in the pan. And so, I'm loving all the stuff that I'm seeing here. So real quick, let's try to address this. Tom, I think you might have to not share your screen for this because I think we lost Seth. I don't know what happened to Seth. I don't see him here.
It's all right. We lost the captain.
Well, we lost the captain with the beer, man. Is he out there? Is he out there testing the new product? Is that what's
Probably, yes.
I don't know, Seth, if you can still hear us. If you're there, you can feel free to drop out and drop back in if you need to. No big deal. But I do want to talk a little bit about more about the beer. If you guys want to wait for him to see if he can come back, that's fine too.
Yeah, we could dive into the project, our roadmap, a white paper, and the brewery as well too. So
yeah,
So right off the bat, we do have this brewery integration, right? And how we're using this brewery is phenomenal. So there's a lot that's coming into this. So right off the bat, we talked about the QR codes, and that's going to reach a whole new audience. But also within the brewery itself, we have TVs that we're using for advertisement. So we're going to advertise not only our project, but also others that want to advertise to real life people as well too. So, and then in the bar itself, the brewery itself, we're gonna have a chalkboard, and this is really cool. So you can actually draw on the chalkboard itself. And what we're gonna do is every month we'll take a picture, and we're gonna make this into an NFT. Now, is it monthly drops? Is it gonna be an annual? Is it gonna be a separate collection? We're still figuring that part out, but you can have your own little picture on this chalkboard every month. So we're super excited about that because it brings that ties into like the brewery. What I think is most exciting about the brewery is every year we're gonna have a catered event for all of our holders. So any one NFT that you hold up for Stank is gonna be a ticket. So if you hold 5 of them, you can bring your wife, you can bring your friends, you can bring your husband, whoever you want to bring. It's just a ticket into this catered event. And we're gonna be doing that every year on our mint date. So we're super excited about that because not only is it important for us to have, I know you mentioned it before, that you're meeting people on Discords and you always talk about like, yeah, let's get together, let's have a good time.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's what this is, because I love the people in our Discord, right? I really do. I think it's a great community, but we also want to bring that real life aspect to it. So that's why we want to throw this catered event for our holders and potentially other partners that we partner up with to come to this event, so you can have that in real life moment with each other, right? You get to meet. It's a different experience, and that's what we're looking forward to.
That's really cool. So where are these events going to take place? Are these going to be like at the brewery? Are they going to be in different locations? And I know you kind of said it's going to be like an anniversary of the mint date, which I think is great. Where are these things taking place?
Yeah, so right now it's all going to be at the brewery. So we have a large space outside and inside that we could host a good amount of people. So we'll have that there. And then if any reason we grow to have thousands of people, right, to show up, then if that space can't hold it, like I said, we're about 30 minutes right outside of Philadelphia. So we'll have it within the area. But as we start and get this up and running, it's all going to be at the brewery.
That's cool, man. You guys have the capability of having like live music and all that stuff?
Yes. Live music, we can have whatever people want, we could do there.
I'll have to get my Cali reggae band back together, fly out there and throw a little show for you guys. We played a lot of shows at breweries. It's just a fun atmosphere, People are drinking beer, they're having a good time. But what's different about, being in an NFT, space in a community, it's like you said, the first chance that some of these people who form relationships for months and months or maybe even over years, the first time they get a chance to get together, it's something so special. It's like you only get to do that once, and so it creates probably a huge buzz. And like I said, I've never even met my partners yet, so I can't wait to meet some of these people in real life. But Vegas being the first chance, I mean, what an opportunity to be like, oh my God, this person, like myself and Adam Jukes, like we talk every single day, twice a day. We even joke sometimes. He's got a serious girlfriend. I got married this year in February, and I'm like, honey, I can't come back to bed. I gotta, because he's in the UK and I'm over here, and we're on like an 8 or 9 hour difference. And She's like, "Oh, you got to go talk to your boyfriend." I'm like, "Yeah, I got to talk to Adam, man. I got to find out what's going on with my other significant other in this world." You know,
That's funny.
it's so cool, but it creates something special that you can't get anywhere else in real life. And so, Seth, we got you back, bro. You're here. Let's see if your mic works. I want to try and see if I can get you to talk a little bit about this
Yep.
brewery thing as well, because I know you're involved.
Chris was saying that's it. So if
Can you hear me? What happened? I guess the internet
Yes.
went out.
You're good. We can hear you.
Okay, yeah. I mean, it's the downside of the military on here, but yeah. So everything Chris said, we do have live music. We actually host a summer concert series at the brewery already, and we would love to have you, the California Reggae Band. That would be awesome. Maybe we could entice you for the mid party or post annual party.
Ah, that's cool, man. That's cool.
So yeah, there's a lot of things going on, but I'll let Tom and Chris and Andy keep going because I'm not exactly sure what I missed, so I don't want to double back on.
No, all good, man. I'm just glad that you're back here. So who wants to take it from here? Who's next up to talk? Because I want to know more about, maybe Chris. This is good for you. You're the community not the community manager, but you're basically involved in a lot of the operations of advertising and stuff like that. What's kind of your plan for you making these opportunities and making these connections within the space for other projects, reaching out to people and getting them to collaborate with you like you did with us. We've collaborated with you as well. We've given away some whitelists. We're excited about that. I do support this, and full disclosure, I will be minting this project, ultimate CNFT approval. So talk to me about your process of reaching out to people, because that's a very important job.
Yeah, no, I appreciate you asking this. So, when we first started, I was trying to get in front of as many people as possible. We're always open to looking at new projects to collab with. Our ticket system, go in our Discord, open a ticket. If you are with that project, or say, what, I actually minted this project, let's see if we could partner together. Like, we're always open to different projects to collab with, to partner with. We will always dive into it, but we want to make sure it's the right partnership and collaboration within our community. So we're not, this might be rude, but we're not taking all, right? But we will look at it. I'm not saying that we won't. So that's my approach to it. When it comes to true partnerships, it takes weeks, right? We have a partnership with Carter Stacks. If no one's familiar with them, they are a vertical metaverse. So it took about 4 or 5 weeks of going back and forth, having conversations, and then we both came up with an agreement. And that agreement was they gave us a whole floor, and now we're able to create kind of whatever we want on this floor. And I'm super excited for that project. I'm very bullish on what they're doing, what they're creating. So that's one of our partnerships. When it comes to future partnerships, we want to make sure it's just the right fit for our vision. And not also our vision, but our community as well too. Because I'm in other projects here. I'm the Pugs. Like, I want to make sure when you guys are partnering or collaborating with the right people, I take that as consideration, right? So we want to do the same thing with our holders and our community. As when we do partner, it is the right fit. It's going to be someone who's going to be here for the long haul and not a year. We're looking at 5 years, 10 years. Like, we want to build a business surrounding this space. So that's just kind of my thought, my process that we're doing here. And we are in the talks right now with a project that's minting tomorrow. Thirsty Dogs, shout out to them. I will be
Thirsty Dogs, love them, bro.
Yep. So
Yeah.
I know Isaac's the chef, so we've been talking with him about him catering our annual event at the brewery itself, because he's actually in the Northeast as well. So those are just kind of the partnerships and collaborations that we want to work with, is kind of bringing it in all together and really partnering with the right people.
That is really cool. And you pretty much said everything I'd want to say as well, but I'll just kind of repackage it, and the Pugs, so many people, they come to us because they see that it's a recipe for success. What we've done, the hard work we put in, all these things that we do. We can't just partner with everybody. We love to help projects if we have a whole team, you guys, that looks into. I can't do it all myself. I've got a team. Shout out to Jared. Shout out to so many other people. Crypto Lady. Sorry if I'm forgetting certain people, but on my brain, there are so many people who are looking into these projects, and they're taking it upon themselves to find out the information we need, because not everybody's here for the long haul. Not everybody's trying to build a brand. Not everybody's trying to put the work in after the mint date, after you've made your money. What are you going to do from there? And, this is not the time to just be partnering with anyone and everyone. And it does take a lot of work. It takes a lot of research. If you're going to attach something to your hard work, to your project, to your name, you want to make sure, like you said, are they here for the long haul? Are they here to give to the space? Are they here to be a part of things and also have that collaborative mindset going forward with what are they going to do? What are they going to bring to the space,
Right.
And so, a shout out to you guys for all that, because that is work. You have to investigate. And I do the same thing on my YouTube channels. A lot of time I have to spend investigating, looking deep into a project, even more so to collab with the pugs than I would even on YouTube. I like to give a chance to showcase pretty much everybody, as long as I don't feel like you're straight up rugged, and my whole thing, and I'm going to coin this phrase: no docs, no dice. I won't work with anybody who's not doxxed. So for all of you guys who are tuning into this is a fully doxxed team, or they would not be on my channel. You got guys who are doing things in real life. You got your artist sitting right here with his art behind you. He's talking about he's worked in the space with other projects. You got Seth, who's very involved with the brewer. We got Tom here and Chris, and this team is here to bring the heat. And I am not. I'll be honest with you guys. I'm not minting very many projects right now. I am minting Thirsty Dog tomorrow. I'm very excited about that. In fact, I'm going to be getting on the phone with Barry after this. He reached out to me and I said, hey, I got an interview going on, but I want to get back to him. Some projects are here and they are bringing the heat, and other people, they're a flash in the pan. And we have to be real careful with that, because it is not technically what I call minting season right now. And I think, again, it's washing out the trash. It's washing out the dirt. So many people are coming in here and they're seeing an opportunity to make money. And that's not what this space is all about. If that's what you're all about, you got to get the hell out of here, because there's no room for that. There's only so much ADA to go around. There's only so many people that are coming in. And I love what you said earlier, Chris, about the QR codes and showing people who've never even heard of NFTs. And if they even have, do they know anything about it? Do they only know about Bored Ape Yacht Club? Do they only know about CryptoPunks? Or do they even know about it at all? Like, anybody and everybody can be in this space. So you guys reaching out there in real life and helping to bring people to this space is huge, because this space is still fledgling. It's still growing. It's all of our jobs, I believe personally, especially myself as a YouTuber, to try and continue to bring people to showcase this space. And when they come here, what kind of experience do you want them to have? Do you want them to hit a rug pull? Do you want them to hit a project that came and they tried their best, but it just didn't work? Or do you want them to have a good experience? Because if they have a good experience, what are they going to do? They're going to go, they're going to tell their family, they're going to tell their friends, they're going to tell their coworkers. Everybody has a unique sphere of influence. And it's all of our jobs. It's a duty. If you're going to be part of this space provided an opportunity to build a project and to be successful. How are you going to give back? And so, I can already see that you guys are doing some of that. And I think that's fantastic. So Tom, I'm going to go back to you here, man. So talk to me about, how you feel. I know you guys said you were doing this for about a year. You said this idea was planted a year ago, and now it's on its way to becoming an actual, project. And how do you feel about the way where the space is at right now? And basically, everyone's calling it a bear market. There's a pullback. It has nothing to do with the space itself. It has to do with basically the worldwide economy. We've got a lot of stuff going on. Crypto's going down, and it's we're all attached to King Daddy Bitcoin here. I still believe that Cardano eventually will separate itself out. I think Chris was talking earlier about how Cardano is basically built it's built slowly, but it's built the right way. Charles comes out and talks about it all the time. Charles is the perfect person to be behind something like Cardano, doing it right, taking the time. There was so much FUD, the Ethereum and versus Cardano, that was like the biggest rivalry ever. You're starting to see Cardano be like, okay, well, what's my reasoning to be involved in Ethereum anymore? Cardano is basically doing everything they said they were going to do. It took them some time, but here we are. I want to know your thoughts about that, because obviously you know enough about Cardano to speak on that subject. So take it away, bro.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. I mean, I absolutely love watching Charles's videos. They're pretty incredible. Very smart guy, and I agree with 95% of what he says. So Cardano's been my biggest holding ever since I got into crypto. Once I kind of branched out, I mean, I had Bitcoin obviously as my first one, but once I branched out of that, I was full on Cardano. I love the mindset of build everything out first and then launch it, not just launch it and try to fix things later. And that's the same exact approach we took with this project. Our white paper, we've been working on that for 7-8 months now. And we have a lot in there, and that's available on our website as well. Anyone who goes to our website can go look at our full white paper. And regardless of the market, we're going to be fine because we have enough funds to sustain everything, whether we mint out or not. But we're going to keep growing. We're going to keep building, and we're going to do everything that we say we're going to do. Our initial mint is at 7,500. Nice thing is we're going to be giving away as we mint too. Every 10%, we're giving away a different NFT. Some of the big ones in there, we're going to be giving a disco away. We're going to be giving a chill Kong away. We're going to be giving a boss cat away. We're talking about maybe changing some things out, so we may have to add a pug in there or something of that sort. That's going to be voted on by the community as well. So
Awesome.
yeah, we're going to be looking into doing a lot of really cool things with that, and that's a big theme of our project. We want to constantly give back to our community. 50% of all of our royalties are going to be going back towards the community. They're going to be going towards charities. That's another thing. After our mint, we're going to be giving a large donation to Myrtle Beach Safari to go towards anti-poaching measures. So, we want to grow the space. We want to make this space better, and we really want to make the entire world better. And yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I know after our initial mint, we're going to be going into our brewing equipment, and then we're going to be releasing our hammered apes, and eventually we're going to be bringing people into the space to brew through our brewing equipment. So I'm super stoked for that.
Oh, that's cool, man. I mean, that's the definition of a long-term goal. Build a brand, build a project, be successful, and continue to build. The building never stops. The forward momentum never stops. I remember when I first talked to you guys, I was like, get ready because it's so full time and like it's so much work
Yeah.
leading up to the mint. But then after the mint, it's like double. Because now you've got all of these community members who supported you and they believe in you. And now it's like, how do you do things best for them? And those are the projects to me that stand out and will have the ability to be here for the long haul. So, shout out to you guys for doing it slowly, doing it correctly. You are a true reflection of what Cardano itself is, in my opinion, and Mr. Ultimate approval. So you guys, thank you so much for, I mean, we're approaching I can't believe it's been an hour. We've been chatting here for an hour, which is fantastic. We've got plenty of time left, but I would love for you guys to just maybe have a little bit of parting words, or if there's something that I didn't, cover in my questions, if there's anything anyone wants to say about anything, now's the time. So, Mr. Tom, you're here, you're up on the screen. Let's start with you, my man.
Yeah, so just want to touch a little bit on our brewing equipment. So after our main mint, we're going to have our virtual breweries coming out. There's going to be 5 pieces to those breweries. They're not going to be specific, like, for example, with Yetis, there was the Archer's Watch and then the robot ones, and you had to have those exact pieces. You're just going to need generic pieces. And the cool thing with these is you're not going to need to own all 5 of them. We're going to be having an event within our community where you can partner with other people. So if you have 3 pieces and you have 2 friends that each have the other single piece, you guys can come together, make a brewery. Person with 3 will get 60%. The other 2 will each get 20. And then any future mints we do through our project, we're going to be doing through these virtual breweries. So our chalkboards, when we start bringing on different partnerships, we're planning on hitting nonprofits, artists, people that are just in other businesses, people that are interested in this space, may not even know what crypto is, don't know what an NFT is. We're going to be able to provide all the utility for them, whether they need an artist, whether they need a white paper, a roadmap, whether they're coming from another chain. They don't know anyone in the Cardano space. They don't know the players. They don't know the communities. We're going to be able to reach out and network for them and really just help grow this entire space in general. Because that's one of our main goals too, is we want to give back to our holders. And our second goal will be we want to grow this space. We want to get people
Awesome.
that are not already in here in this space and really just help everyone grow.
Yeah. And I know Tom mentioned that we'll be bringing new people. I know someone like Andy, who he has a network of artists that have the skill sets, has the talent, but don't know really where to go. We would be the hub for people like Andy and those artists that come, and we can help them with that roadmap. And these virtual breweries, like Tom was saying, is when we mint, the virtual breweries take a percentage of every mint. So if you own just one of it for 20%, or you own the whole thing, you will get a percentage of every NFT that's minted. That would be a passive income for you. So that's why we're super excited for that aspect.
That's cool. So let me see if I'm getting this correct. So it's almost like a launch pad in a way of, okay, I
Correct.
see.
Exactly.
And you guys are going to be facilitating, people building their own projects or minting their projects. Like how exactly is that working out?
So each one's gonna be different, right? An artist might just say, you know what, I just want to use your guys' platform because I kind of understand. I have my white paper. I just want to use your platform to get a head start because, like I said, we're not going to accept everyone, but we will put our stamp on the ones that we do. And we're trying to build that brand of, okay, if Stank Speakeasy has their name behind it, it's going to be a trusted project that's going to be here for the long haul. So that's what we're doing, is that we're trying to bring, if it's a nonprofit, right? I know a lot of nonprofits during COVID took a pretty big hit, right? So we want to work with them and we want to have that conversation, right? And I'm excited about that aspect of kind of educating the nonprofits and the charities of this is what this space can do for you, and also donations can increase for the cause, better cause of the world itself. So we'll mint all through that. We'll take a percentage as a company, and then the virtual breweries will take a percentage. And then once the company takes a percentage, there is going to be one lucky holder of the month that will get 10% of all of our royalties that we want to give back to that.
That's cool, man. So you guys are doing a lot of things well beyond the minting of this project, which I had no idea of any of this till just now, which is exactly what these interviews are for. And I remember when like I said, back to when I first talked to you guys, I knew within a few minutes that you guys were doing something different. I mean, people reach out to me all the time, and I'm like, unfortunately for the most part right now, it's like no. I came across you guys, and I'm like, yes. Same thing with Thirsty Dog. I'm like, yes, like, I know enough now to see a vision and understand other people's visions pretty quickly, but I had no idea that there was so much going on below the surface. And that's exciting to find out everything you're going to do. And again, giving people other projects, whether, like you said, whether it's art, whether it's, whether generating a project to give people an opportunity to come and learn and work with people who at that point, you guys will know everything step A to step Z, from creating, thinking of a project to getting it out there to market, and then now taking care and procuring that project and making it successful, building a brand. You're going to have a lot of experience to add to the space. Huge ups to that, because that's exactly what I preach on this channel all the time. This is the kind of stuff that we need in the space. The more of these, it'll start to drown out the noise. And eventually I want to get the space to where it's like, we don't really have to police it so much. It's like people are going to look at it and they're going to be like, well, I don't think I have what it takes to make it, and so, if I'm coming in here with bad intentions or whatever it may be, this is not the place and the time to be doing that. And again, the more projects that have this idea to take this and make it, this is what the space mostly consists of at some point in the future, it's just going to make the space greater. So really proud to have you guys on here for an interview and to hear all about this. And people need to hear these kinds of things. People who take their time to watch these videos and learn about a project. This is part of DYOR, guys. This is part of doing your own research. You can listen to myself on Ultimate CNFT talk about a project that I like and all these things, but my eyes are my eyes. Yes, I have a responsibility to bring you information, but nobody can do better research than the individual. And so this is a perfect opportunity to keep an eye on a project like this, because we don't even know when we're going to mint yet here. And but there's so much going on. They're building a community. They've got IRL implications. They've got an amazing artist. Keep an eye. This is the perfect example to watch a project go from here to here and see a blueprint for success and how that's going to work out. And again, I'm excited to bring that on my channel here, you guys.
We appreciate you having
I'm
us.
impressed.
It's just the beginning too, right? Because like we have the virtual breweries, and then later down the road we'll have these hammered apes, right? And then they'll have their own utility that has their own thing, right? We have Carter Stack's Metaverse Play. We have Boss Planet. We already have an estate there in D2. We have estates in Lazy Island. So we are not just in real world, but we're also in the Metaverse Play as well that we're doing. So we're kind of trying to be the one-stop shop for everyone here. Yeah.
I'm glad you brought that up, because I actually did want to talk about the metaverse and ask if you guys had specific plans in the metaverse. You basically just covered it. You've got different plays going. There's so many metaverses that are happening right now, and we're a part of that too. We own our estates, we own our property in various places, and the development process of the metaverse is going to be different with every platform, just like it would be with everything, really. The capabilities of building and learning and developing are basically limitless at this point. I mean, you can't even say the sky's the limit, because it goes way beyond that. I mean, we're literally talking about the space is as big as space. And that takes time, that takes a team, that takes a lot of work and a lot of development. So another question that leads to is, besides the four of you here, what other members do you have of your team? Like, you have community managers? Do you have, obviously you have a great set of mods, I would believe, because you have to have people that are there 24/7, being involved with that. Like, what other team members that are on this show right now, that if anyone would like to give a shout out to anybody, or talk about that, because it does take a team to make success.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we just hired one yesterday, Path. I don't know if you know Path or not, but we're super excited to have him on. He's head of our community management now. We have Pyre from the Seals. He was originally a mod there. He's done great work. Crypto Forest is another manager. He's now on the team of Anatomy. He has his own project going on too. Nice little cowboy theme to it. So yeah, we have quite a few of them. And they're all great people.
Yeah, and as we grow, we will be adding more, right? We don't have a dev on the team, but after Mint, we would be looking to kind of bring someone on, or at least hire a consultant on to help with that dev side as well. So as we grow, we definitely will. We definitely have a great team besides us four. We're always in Discord. You can always ping us, ask questions. We're here to answer hard questions, easy questions, or you just want to joke around. Come to our Discord, but we do have a good team of mods that will support us. Like Tom said, we just give Path, give him a shout out in our Discord as our community manager. They'll be taking charge of our engagement, games, and growth development.
Yeah, and that's really good, because essentially, in the NFT world, this is a global thing. It's not just this time zone or that time zone. It runs 24 hours a day. There's no holidays, there's no breaks, this is constantly going. It's not like the stock market, where the weekends are off, which I never understood that concept. The world moves in real time, and there's people all over. We literally have people part of our project that are part of all over the world. Literally every continent other than Antarctica, we've got people that are there doing their thing. So, as you guys develop this project more, and you're continuing to build your space, and you're continuing to add people, I know you said Kyer, shout out to him. I did an interview. Unfortunately, it didn't work out because I had some technical issues, but with the SEAL Society, I got to meet Kyer for the first time. Great guy. And it's so cool to have, other projects share, with each other, hey, this person helped me with this, maybe you can check this out. And, a lot of these people, that's what they do for a living, and so it provides job opportunities. It provides, a better life for a lot of people. And I'm all for that, man, because I'll tell you what, without what I have going in Space Pugs from top to bottom, we wouldn't be where we're at. We couldn't work 24 hours around the clock, whether, Adam and I are in different time zones or whatever. It takes so much more than just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, even 6 people to really, take everything that needs to be thought about and processed and make it work. And number one, engage your community. That's a 24-hour job, because not everybody's on our East Coast or our Pacific West Coast time.
Yeah, absolutely. And Kyra's not in the States here. I mean, Pathy's, I believe, from Nigeria. So we do have different time zones to hit. Andy's a night owl for us. So anytime, if you want to hit him up in the middle of the night Eastern time, he's on there. So it's like perfect, because like he'll go to bed at like 4 or 5 o'clock a.m. and then Path will hop on right after. So like a good transition. And as this project grows, we need to add more mods to our team, because we want to focus more on the back end work, right? You see us all the time in Discord, and we're not going anywhere in our Discord, but we also understand this is a business. We want to get the best ROI for our holders and our community.
Oh, that's amazing, man, because that's really what it's all about, is that community again. And, the engagement and the growth trajectory of what you guys are doing. I'm very happy to be involved. Again, like I said, you guys, I will be mentoring this project. Also, so we did partner collab with you guys in the Space Pugs. We did give away, I think it was 20 whitelists and another 5 away on our Twitter. So for myself, you guys, if you don't follow me, Ultimate CNFT on Twitter as well, I will be giving away some whitelists that these gentlemen have graciously given to me. I will be running that probably later tonight. So if you want to get that whitelist, there's plenty of ways to do that. Also, I'm assuming, what are your guys' whitelist parameters? And can you tell me how many do you have total? How many do you have left? How do people get those, other than maybe finding a lucky, draw? How's that working?
Yeah, so we have a tiered whitelist system. We have our Don Corleone, which is more or less the OG role. Then we have Vito Corleone below that. Then Tony Montana, and then Carlito Brigante. So
Okay.
with the Carlitos, you can mint up to 3 whitelists. With Tony's, up to 5, and then the Vitos and Dons are going to be able to mint 10 of those. So we don't have any specific requirements. Like we're not having people grind in our chat and just spam a bunch of nonsense. We do
Great.
have a contest right now. People that show proof that they are 5-starring and vouching for us on one mint. If you don't have a whitelist, that's a super easy way to do that. We're giving Carlitos to the first 100 people that do that. And then anyone who's a moonshiner above, which is level 10 or above, and does that who already has a Carlito, they're getting an upgrade as well. So
All
aside from
right.
that, we're just looking for people to be active. We host a ton of games. We do Rumble. We want to do more Gardic and just stuff like that. We have poker tournaments all the time. We're big poker players. Me and Chris used to play in Atlantic City back in the day, and we finally got Munz playing as well. So he was always a little resistant to that growing up, but I think he's finally turned a corner for us.
That's really cool. Yeah, I have no idea about anything in poker in this CNFT space. I have no idea what's going on.
Nothing. Yep.
Yeah. And so, speaking of which, you guys actually have a poker tournament coming up in about an hour and a half, right? You
We
guys have a
do.
big poker tournament, and does anybody want to talk a little bit about that? Because I know people are watching this live. If, in case they don't know about it, what's it all about? I would love to be playing myself. We'll see. Like I said, I want to get in there. But tell me a little bit about today's particular poker tournament, because that is a very engaging thing. We've seen that has been catching fire within the space, and it's really cool because it's just another level of interactivity between community members and multiple communities as well. It's a good way to share information and get eyes on your project. So tell me a little bit about today's.
Yeah, so we have a collab going on for this one. I'll actually share my screen here to show some of the prizes for you. And yeah, we've partnered with Thirsty Dog Club. We partnered with BP Monster Institute, Cardano Coffee Club, and MetaJet. So we're going to be giving away various whitelist rules for that for the other projects. And Cardano Coffee Club is throwing in some bags of coffee. We have some Lucky Lions, some MetaJets, and Thirsty Dog Club is going to be giving a free mint away for that. So if you're looking to mint them tomorrow, like I certainly am, yeah, hop in the poker tournament. We're going to be posting the link probably shortly after this interview. We wanted to avoid the inactive players on the tables. So yeah, I wish everybody luck and hope it's a great turnout for sure.
Yeah, good stuff, you guys. It's good to see a lot of people involved in the poker space here, and yeah, well, we're building a little something big in the poker space ourselves at Space Pugs SPPC. There's lots of information. I know that I'm going to reach out to my partners because I run everything through my partners as well. Big respect to everyone who's working so hard. I'd like to get you guys some whitelist spots for SPPC as a gift, as a thank you for being on this show and taking your time to come and deep dive on your project. I would like to get one for you guys because now that I know that you're valid, avid poker players. I'd like to get one to each of you, and let's see if we can get a few to give away to your community as well. And again, I'm going to be giving away some whitelist spots on my Twitter account, so go ahead and check that out, you guys. And we're pretty much going to wrap this up here pretty soon, guys. If any of you have any, parting statements, if anyone wants to get a few more jabs in, if anybody wants to talk about anything that we missed or that's important to you, now is the time. And so this is your moment, and anyone can jump in at any time.
I'll kick it over to Chris.
I know he's dying to get the last words, and he always likes.
Hey, he's the job for that. That's his job. So let him do it. But go ahead, Seth.
Yeah, Seth, why don't you close it? No, I'm really excited for this project itself. Like you said and mentioned throughout the whole interview here and the process is we are taking our time because we want to make sure that what we're doing is the right steps. We don't want to rush. And then when we do mint, we are going to be throwing a party or a gathering, a mint party at our brewery. So if you are within the area, come. First drink, non-alcoholic or alcoholic, will be on me. So if you are showing there, that would be really great. What I'm really excited about is, you mentioned it too, is that it's a ton of work. So shout out to all the founders, all the mods that are in this space, because this is a full-time job. And when I first started, right, the first 2 weeks, I was like, holy crap. I didn't realize until you're in this space, because you think, oh, they're making so much money, they mint out, they make X amount of ADA, but it's a ton of work. And what I'm most excited about is not only this work, I thrive actually when it comes to our partnerships, not only within this space, but getting new businesses to come into that. So I'm looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to getting that passive income for our holders, not only for our Stank Apes, but our virtual breweries as well too. So I'm looking at this as a 5-10 year plan. I have 2 kids, third one coming on the way. I'm looking at building an empire for them. I call it empire, but I'm looking to build something that they could look at like, okay, my dad owns this company or owns something of value in this Web3 world, because it's coming and we're very early on. So I'm super excited for what we're offering. Andy's art is one of a kind. There's nothing else in this space, in my opinion, that's even close to what he brings as a talented artist. And some of the sneak peeks are just the beginning, right? We have some 4-on-4s coming up here that I'm super excited about. We might show a sneak peek, we might not, we might save that for the mint date, but we are really excited. And then our metaverse partnerships that we have, or our metaverse lands that we own as states, that's just something that we're going to come up with the community as well. So what does this look like? What should we have in there? Is it going to be all games? Are there rooms that should be exclusive? Because we are speakeasy themed, right? And a speakeasy, right? You don't know what's in there until that guy opens a little shade. You kind of peek in, but we want to keep this exclusive until you're in. And then once you're in, it's going to be a great time for all of our holders. There'll be certain areas within our car stacks floor, our boss plant, and our Lazy Island estates that you only have access if you have specific NFTs within our project as well too. So very excited. If you're listening to this for the first time, join our Discord. We're all going to be there. Ask us any questions. We're all here to help.
Oh, that's great, man.
That's my last pitch. Yeah.
Well, like I said, you're the man for the job, dude. Sounds like, you all fit into this project as you should. Everyone does their job. Everyone does it well. Everyone, interacts with each other. Sounds like you guys have great communication, daily communication. And that's a lot of work, keeping up with each other, and everybody has personal things going on in their lives. And, I understand these things because I'm behind the scenes now. When I first started the YouTube channel, it was just covering. I'm like, well, I feel like I'm learning so much about this space. I feel like I can do a project as well, and I know what to do. I won't know what not to do, but there was still a huge learning process. But, again, being behind the scenes as a founder and a YouTuber myself, I'm so stoked on your project. I was just poking in the chat here a few minutes ago. Thank you for everyone who showed up to watch this live, and for all of you who are still here. I do want to reward some whitelists, some of those. So again, go hit that Twitter space of mine, and let's support the projects here in the space that are here to build a brand, here to build relationships, here to build the Cardano CNFT space and ecosystem, and here to give and not just take. So, again, 10 out of 10 from Mr. Ultimate here approval. Thank you all for being here. Tom, Andy, Chris, Seth. I appreciate your time, you guys. And hey, let's do maybe another one of these as we get closer to your mint, and we can talk about where we came from this point on to where you're getting to, where you have your mint date set, you got your mint price set, all the things you've accomplished from here till there, and on the YouTube channel as well. So thank you guys so much. Good luck in hosting your poker game with all the partnerships you've made with that, the collaborations. Again, I'm hoping to make it in there. I have to jump on a Twitter space myself here, and I got to continue on with my day, but I've really enjoyed this conversation. All of you guys are very smart. You're very talented, and you're here to give to this space. So thank you so much on behalf of myself as a CNFT coverage YouTube channel. I'm stoked on you guys, man.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Yeah, we appreciate that.
Thanks for
Yep.
Yeah, thank you all for being here. All right, you guys. Well, thank you again for tuning in. Ultimate CNFT out, and go check out all the links. I will be posting these in the description below once this goes up live. My man back there giving it up, and y'all have a good one.